out in the open and they run and hide. It takes all kinds to live in Bug City. Some are weird and some are pretty. Come on down, let's meet in Bug City. Don't let them bug you. There's nothing to be afraid of. Bugs can be fun. We're all friends here. So come on down, let's meet in Bug City with Christina Ricci, Dr. Art.
And don't forget me, Bugsy Seagull.
Hi, and welcome to Bug City. Today's show is a very special one. We are going to meet and look at the unforgettable ways of some of the most amazing creatures in the entire animal kingdom.
Excuse me, you rang?
I guess I should have said the insect kingdom. Sorry, Bugsy, I guess that kind of leaves you out.
Oh, no, wait a minute, Christina. What could be more unforgettable or more amazing than I am? Hey, I mean, after all, you're talking to Bugsy Seagull, king of the skyways.
What's going on out here? Let me guess. Someone wants to make this the Bugsy Seagull show.
Good idea.
Hi, Dr. Art. This is Dr. Art Evans, our own entomologist. That means he's an insect expert.
Hi, Christina.
Dr. Art, do my eyes deceive me, or have you brought something unbug related to today's show?
I think he's going to make me an omelet. Probably his way of getting close to the star, you know what I mean?
Eggs. Eggs of any kind are among the marvels of nature that we tend to take for granted. Each egg, whether of a mammal, bird, or insect, is a separate individual wonder.
You're telling me? I came from an egg. Let me see those. We may be related.
Can you imagine what kind of egg he must have hatched from?
I think I'd rather not. Insect eggs are around us by the billions, literally, but few of us ever see them. And very few of us have gotten to see them in the way you are about to. No two of the thousands of species of butterflies look quite alike, but they all have this in common. When the female is ready to reproduce, she must find exactly the right leaves on which to lay her eggs. Since she may be long dead when her eggs hatch into a caterpillar, she sees to its well-being now by laying it on a leaf of its favorite food plant. She flies away and never returns. The female ladybug selects a plant she knows will provide a steady source of food when her eggs hatch. In this case, the food is small, sweet-tasting aphids, which are a favorite of adult ladybugs as well as their offspring. Ladybugs belong to the order of beetles. They lay their eggs in batches of about 2 dozen. When the female ladybug has finished laying her eggs, she flies away and, like the butterfly, never returns. Water striders, those incredible insects we see skating across ponds, have to go underwater only once in their adult lives. That's the day when the female must struggle down a submerged rock to lay her eggs and fasten them there. The eggs can only hatch if they remain completely underwater. This cellar spider mother keeps her eggs with her. She has woven a sac out of silk from her abdomen and will carry the eggs wherever she goes until all her spiderlings hatch. Spiders' eggs can be as varied and beautiful as butterflies' eggs, but there is a big difference. Spiders are arachnids, not insects, and when they hatch, they are fully formed, tiny replicas of adults. They will continue to grow larger every day of their lives. These are newborn scorpions, also arachnids, but they did not hatch from eggs. They were born alive. Their mother will carry them around on her back for up to 1 month until they can fend for themselves. This amazing structure of hardened froth is an egg case left behind by a female praying mantis. It protected her hundreds of eggs until they hatched. For all insects, the egg stage, incredible as it is only the brief first chapter of a very complicated life.
I don't know. You know, if you ask me, this whole egg thing, it's not what it's cracked up to be. Get it? Cracked up egg thing? What am I?
I'm afraid we do, Bugsy.
There's something that has fascinated me since I was that big. It's the emergence from a kind of tiny little pod of a beautiful creature like this.
The process Christina is talking about is called metamorphosis, and here is how it happens.
In the lives of some insects, the egg is just the first stage of a complex 4-stage life cycle called complete metamorphosis. The second stage begins when a tiny, alien-looking larva emerges from the shell. An incredible thing about the insect larva is that they never resemble the adults they will eventually become. Just take a look at the larval forms compared to the adult forms of several insects. This is a fly before and after. This is a cat flea, a hoverfly, and finally, a mosquito. The third stage of complete metamorphosis is the pupal stage, a form which begins to resemble the adult it will become. In the case of moths and butterflies, the metamorphosis from a caterpillar, their larval stage, through the pupal stage and into adulthood is considered one of the most beautiful marvels in all of nature. What takes place inside this pupa, called a chrysalis, is a transformation so astounding that our eyes can barely believe it. Watch.
Now that, to me, is truly miraculous. Did you see that butterfly wiggling around in its chrysalis?
Oh, I guess I missed it.
Bugsy.
In the world of insects, some of the most wondrous things come in the tiniest of packages.
I hate those little snack bags. Give me the jumbo size every time like this.
I was referring to ants.
Yeah. I tasted ants once. Pooey. As a graduate of the ultimate school of food tasting, namely everything ever left on a beach or a trash can, I can tell you personally that ants taste disgusting. I mean, there isn't ketchup or relish in the world that can make those things edible. Yuck.
Bugsy, would you stop trying to get us off the subject?
What did I do? I was just giving you a little advice.
You were trying to distract us from the subject of ants. Probably because they're so much more interesting than you are.
Oh, wow.
What I find most interesting about ants is, first of all, that every member of the colony is a female. Isn't that right, Dr. Art?
True, Christina. The workers in the colony are all sisters.
My other favorite thing about ant colonies is that every single ant, and there may be thousands in one nest, has her own work assignment. And somehow, without anyone telling her, she knows just what it is and how to do it.
Ants could definitely teach us a thing or two about how to get a job done. And if you thought all ants behave in the same way, you're in for a big surprise. Watch how these leafcutter ants organize their lives.
A great example of ants' cooperative behavior is found in the leafcutter ants, who live mostly in South America. Leafcutters are farmers and gardeners. Every day, the largest workers go out from the nest and find leaves to cut into pieces. With their strong jaws, they can chew through leaves that to us would be as thick as carpets. But leafcutters don't actually eat leaves. The workers carry the huge leaf pieces to their underground nests, where they hand them over to smaller workers called mulchers. These mulchers chew the leaves into paste. The paste still is not food. Now the tiniest sized workers in the colony, the gardeners, will cultivate a furry fungus on the leaf paste. The fungus is what the ants eat. This is the only food leafcutters eat, and no one else can make it, not even scientists. After the gardeners have done their job, another group of workers take away any useless clutter from the nest and throw it onto a huge trash heap outside, thus keeping the nest clean and running smoothly. Believe it or not, these strange hanging globes are living ants, whose abdomens are expanded with nectar. Honey ants gather nectar when it is plentiful and pass it to specialized sisters who store it in their bodies and feed it back later when food supplies are low. At the very center of the nest, above all the rest of the worker ants, is the queen. She is the only one in the nest who can create baby ants, and every activity in the colony revolves around her. All of her first generation of offspring will be females. Male ants are not workers, so the queen produces daughters to take over the chores of the nest so that she can be free only to lay eggs. The grown nurse daughters gently receive eggs from the queen and place them in the nursery where they will be tended day and night. After several weeks, the larvae will spin cocoons out of silk and become pupae. This is the next to the last stage of development. Finally, the new ants will emerge as adults and begin their lives as workers. With every generation that survives, the colony becomes larger.
I have a special Bug City activity for us today.
Oh, wow. I always wanted one of those. A whatchamacallit.
A formicarium?
Well, that's not what I was going to call it.
It's an ant habitat that you can build yourself, and I'll show you how to do it. This is a pencil alert. We'll put up everything on screen that you'll need to make your own ant habitat and give you time to get a pencil and paper and make a list. First of all, we get a gallon jar and a quart jar, and we put the quart jar upside down inside. This way, it creates a narrow space for the ants to build their tunnel.
What do they do with the sand when they build their tunnels?
Well, what they're going to do is they're going to pull the sand up as they dig. And we're going to just pour the sand over the jar, like so, just so it covers the jar on the inside. And then we'll shake it around a little bit and add the rest of the sand. Now, ants need water. They can't dig in very dry sand, so we'll take our spray bottle and we'll mist it down, like so. And ants need water to drink, too. So it's important to add a sponge, put some water on it.
And they just suck the water right out of that?
That's right. Now, we're not sure what the ants are going to eat because all ants eat different things. But we can sprinkle a few seeds, maybe a little bit of wheat germ. And if you want, we can even add a little dab of honey. And you can just take a little straw and put a little dab and just put it right on the sponge. Okay. Now we're ready to add the ants.
What kind of ants are those?
These are red harvester ants. And we're going to put them inside, and boy, they're ready to start work. There they go.
Oh, wow.
Now we shouldn't dally too long. Take a little piece of material, piece of pantyhose works really well, stretch it out over the top, attach it with a rubber band, and you have your own ant habitat. And the next day, you'll see plenty of tunnels. They work day and night.
I still don't understand how they know exactly what to do and exactly what all the others are doing.
The social insects, ants, bees, termites, may be the most skilled communicators in nature. That's partly why they're so successful and why there are so many of them. Insects don't have voices, and they don't have ears on their heads like we do. Nearly all of that complex communication you saw among the ants is made possible by a unique substance, a kind of perfume called a pheromone. In beehives, the queen gives off a pheromone called queen substance, which keeps the hive together.
The queen bee, sole mother of all members in the hive, is the heartbeat of the community. Since male bees do not work, the queen has chosen to lay only female eggs. Her worker daughters follow her to feed, tend, and groom her, and by some ancient instinct, to build elaborate chambers into which she will deposit the eggs of the next generation. The worker honeybee's inborn ability to construct perfectly geometric, perfectly ventilated cells is one of nature's incredible mysteries. These incredible towers were constructed by another species of social insect, African termites. The entire complex was built and is inhabited by a single family of termite brothers and sisters, up to 3 million of them. In the center of the mound is their mother, the queen, a huge, grotesque egg-laying machine, unable to feed, move, or take care of herself. She lays thousands of eggs a day, and while her slave-like offspring will only live a few weeks, this queen may reign for 15 years. The queen in the beehive may not be huge, but she wields an incredible power that no member of her colony can resist. The pheromone scent she emits keeps her hive servants always happy and willing to work. Another class of workers, field bees, collect the hive's food in the form of nectar and pollen from flowers far and wide. The field bees never eat their bounty. They bring all of it back to feed their queen and colony. Field bees who have found a good food source do two things. First, they signal the house bees to collect the nectar from their stomachs and the pollen from their legs into special cells inside the hive. Other workers will eventually turn the nectar into honey. The second thing field bees do is perform an incredible communication ritual, a complex dance, which tells other field bees not only about the quantity and quality of the food source, but which direction to fly in order to get to it. The bee dance is truly one of the most incredible wonders in the animal world.
Wouldn't it be nice if we humans could communicate that well?
You bet.
Oh, bee schmees. If you ask me, the only thing they're good for is this.
Bugsy, put it down. Sure trouble enough without sticky fingers. Or sticky wings.
In my professional world, entomology, there is a prominent authority on bees, Dr. Norman Gary, who knows their ways so well that he is able to do what you'd think is impossible.
Dr. Norman Gary has brought along a hive of bees to show Christina just how interesting these insects are.
See those guard bees around the entrance? They're guarding the hive. When we want to open the hive, we put smoke on them. So we're smoking. The smoke has had a chance to take effect inside the hive. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that beautiful? A frame of honey. And that's so beautiful, I think.
It is. If a bee approaches you or lands on you, what's the best thing to do?
Ah, that's a very good question. If a bee approaches you, you want to run fast and get away from the bees. Just keep running fast until you're completely away from the bee's nest. You see this little vial?
Uh-huh.
This is the equivalent of thousands of queen bees. It's really the essence of queen bee. It's a perfume, synthetic. I made it myself.
Ah.
I'm going to put this right on my clothing like this. All right, well, so they think I'm a giant queen bee. We don't want to rush them too much. It takes a while to get them going here.
Oh, gosh.
That's kind of fun to do when you know what you're doing, but kids, don't try this at home.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, there you are. Okay, I have thousands of bees that are going to spell something very interesting. Here we go.
be aware that some people are very sensitive to bee stings. If you are stung, tell an adult immediately.
Hey, look, that's us. Bug City, a real live sign. Get it? Real live sign?
Bugsy, why are you wearing that getup?
Uh-oh. You mean you could see me? Oh, shucks. But I'm in a camouflage outfit.
I don't know about that, but in the insect world, your grade for that supposed camouflage would be an F-.
What?
There's a certain group of insects called the orthopteroids. Among them are praying mantises, crickets, katydids, and grasshoppers, who are the true masters of disguise. We have some unbelievable examples for you to look at.
Insects that can look exactly like the plants they're on are a perfect example of camouflage. When an insect is camouflaged, it has taken on an appearance that makes it all but indistinguishable from its surroundings. The trick is to look exactly like the plant they're on, complete with little dark spots and jagged little tears and veins and little chew holes like this katydid. A living leaf? No, an insect. It's hard to tell, isn't it? Look at how close they can come in shape and color to the vegetation they're on. This group's main predators, birds, lizards, and fellow insects, have very keen vision, but they have to rely on movement rather than color to spot these nearly invisible insects. This is an adult grasshopper, a creature normally recognizable to most of us, but here nearly indistinguishable from its surroundings. Let's play a game. Now close your eyes and look again. See if you can find the grasshopper now. Chances are his camouflage has made him nearly invisible to you, and most important, to anything that might want to eat him.
Hey, come here. I got something right here. It's time. Time for the most really amazing part of the show. Yeah, my part. Yes, sirree. Time for factualities. Now, allow me to read some of the knock-your-socks-off stuff I got out of these books right here from the library. All right, now, for instance, did you know ants were here not only before humans, they were here the same time as dinosaurs? And did you know that a caterpillar may have over 4,000 different muscles, while humans, they only have 792? And that a single ant queen in her lifetime can produce offspring greater than the human population of the United States. And that a praying mantis has one single ear in the front of its chest. Also, there are about 100 million insects for every one of us on Earth. And that, folks, is a factuality.
It's been great having you with us in Bug City to share this look at the amazing world of insects.
We hope you've enjoyed it. Bye-bye.
Bye,
Yeah.
thanks for visiting.
Bye-bye.